So basically, Roblox is 18 years old by now, and I'm gonna divide those 18 years into four eras: the classic era, the 2017 era, the dark ages, and the renaissance era. So I'll give you a short summary and 4 points on what happened on those times. Now, on the classic era, we had the launch of Roblox, which was pretty significant, but basically the launch of Roblox. I don't need to explain anything more. Then on the introduction on user generated games. Even though the launch of Roblox was on 2006, the entire vision was only fulfilled after a year. Then is the introduction of Roblox. Yes, there was time before Robux. Before that was actually ticks or tickets. If you are actually if you are actually an actual veteran, you might know what ticks is. But as I didn't play in the actual game at that time, I don't know what I have never experienced it, even though I know what it is. The ticks was basically a thing you can get every time you log into Roblox or from games, but hackers exploited it, so they removed it later. And Robux is a thing you have to pay for, but you can get it for free from some promotional deals or something. Now, the major thing in the classic era was the April Fool's hack. Someone realized they forgot to take down the other sites that were in development and realized that someone can just access those sites and hack the entire Roblox. They realized this after someone actually hacked using one of the development sites, and basically they realized gave the person who had found out the development site a literal admin controls. But instead, this guy, using his big brain, knew that stealing everybody's assets would literally get him in trouble. Goofed around with the website. I mean literally. He just added some random images, just played with the warning labels, just literally made players go crazy. I mean, it was April Fool, so what can he do? And it was one of the major points in history. But Roblox actually banned both of the hackers' accounts. Just two people were actually involved. And then was the end of the 2014 era. Next, we got the 2017 era, starting from 2014 to 2019, because 2017 was a major part. This introduced a lot of new players and influencers into the platform. Roblox was one of the major games that you can call an actual game in the gaming community. So, and at that time, many of the YouTubers you actually know was actually introduced at that time, and many new things were introduced at that time. But I'm gonna give you major 4 points. Then was the actual introduction of story games. Story games were also one major part of Roblox. This was a time where games were actually just having stories to it. It was having some proper storyline and was basically the main focus of the games. Many games like Jailbreak and other unique games were there. They weren't games that had a similar element. They were completely unique. They will let you do whatever you want, and many developers only cared on if you're having fun or not. They didn't care about the money, according to now. Then we actually got R15 in 2015, but R15 just introduced more joins and kinda more realism to it. Nobody had a problem with it, but I would say R6 is easier to animate. The first ever Bloxy Awards in 2014. Bloxy Awards was a major thing in the Roblox community, now known as the Roblox Innovation Awards. Bloxy Awards were actually given to people who have been voted by the players has done a major significant impact on Roblox's reputation. And to this day, the Bloxy Award still exists as the Roblox Innovation Awards. You do not want to know what happened in 2023. So that's what happened in the 2017 era. Now let's move on to the Dark Ages. I mean, literally, the entire theme of it was dark. I mean, this is what many people consider, and no need for controversies. It's what one of the YouTubers named it, and I'm just gonna name it accordingly. I can't find another name for this. And now, the Dark Ages' four major points is the removal and changes of many updates. It removed many updates that were introduced in the 2017 era, but also introduced many logo changes and more stuff like that. And it was also the first one to introduce the new gray black black and white theme in Roblox. Many people didn't like it, many people liked it. It's crazy. Then after that, we actually got a lot of controversies surrounding on Roblox's safety and regulations. Many players actually joined because of the pandemic, and Roblox's moderation team got screwed. I mean, they have so many players to moderate that their moderation team couldn't handle it. We also got Roblox game companies. These were different from Roblox game developing groups, which the difference you might ask? Basically, gaming companies would make more money, gaming groups make more games. The entire point of gaming company was just to buy games and just make it money grabbing as possible. There are companies who actually do care about the lifespan of a game, but most popular ones do not. And I'm not going to give any examples. You can find them for yourself. Then the next up on the list was the introduction of sponsored events. These events were actually sponsored by companies, and most of them were actually just hunts, or you would search for things and that's it. That's it. You might even get some UGC, but that's how it was. And mainly these weren't that popular because it wasn't mainly fun. It was just games promoting the sponsors products. It was not that much of a big deal, and many people didn't care, and Roblox stopped doing them in the Renaissance era. Now on to the Renaissance era. This was a major thing for many players. Roblox finally was able to hire so many staff for their moderation. They made so many great changes. But one of the greatest changes of all was actually the events. And if you don't remember what I said, that Roblox was actually removed a lot of great features, and events were one of them. Now they brought back events, and it in a different way. Instead of one game being the main event, many games are part of an event and you can go through them, but each of that game has its own type of that event. The developers can do whatever they want, but they just have to make a little system that gives you a badge, and that badge can be redeemed in the actual hub game. But these are kind of backlash because some developers just make it that you have to grind it in order to receive something. But even though actual grinding games do not do this, they just tell you to search for something. And the actual hunt game mainly focuses on sci-fi, the first one. And that's it. The Renaissance era is actually just happening right now. It's the present, and I haven't seen anything major yet have to happen for to add this to the video, but once it does happen, two more happens, I will complete this video series. Please do consider subscribing, and also still need to learn how to create a proper script that I cannot go out of.